Okay, yesterday as I was filming, the camera ran out of the in-camera memory card ran out of time, so the camera just cut off because it couldn't record anymore. So right now I have it on the SD card that's in there, so I'm gonna try to get through with this thing. I'm gonna spray this with some retouch varnish, and we're going to start painting. What I did yesterday is after it cut off and was no longer filming, I reshaped this, got it kind of like I want it. I might come back in there and lighten it up just a little bit, but I didn't have the grape yesterday in there when this thing stopped on me, so I put it in there also, and I also pull this out. I might even need to pull it out a little bit more to get it in round with that over there. So I'll either pull this in some more. But anyway, what I'm going to start doing today is this side over here, and I hope I can get pretty close to finishing it up, and then I might not film anymore and just kind of touch it up here and there. So we're going to start right here. I'm going to use some of this same color right over here. Now this right here I put in yesterday too. This is a reflection off of this. I might work on that just a little bit more too. But I also put these reflections in there. And what we do here is put these colors in there, and then come in with the table color, and we pull it on top of it so it appears as though it's underneath the surface. It can't be on top like this is right here with all this texture. It's got to be underneath the surface of the table. So we just put some of these colors in here and then take the table color and just put it on top of it. And we'll probably try to do some of that today. So first thing I'm going to do, just so that I'll have it ready, is I'm going to make me some table color. Raw sienna, a little raw umber, and a little bit of white. To kind of lighten it, because the light's hitting that as hard as anything in there. Might be a little bit too light right there. I'll put a little more raw sienna in it, and a little more raw umber. We'll see what that does. Yeah, that's better. That's better. You see how that's on top of that reflection right there? Okay, so will now take me, actually I think what I'm going to do first, take a little raw umber, a little ultramarine blue right here, put a little liquid in it to kind of thin it down, and I'm going to put a little yellow ochre in it too, because I lightened this side just a little bit. This side over here is just a little bit lighter than that side. I don't know whether you can see it or not. But anyway, I'm going to get this wet right here. Just so I can lose some edges. I need it to be wet. Just a little bit bit more dark right in here. A little different paintbrush. Now that's a little bit hard, too harsh a line, so what I'll do is take some of my, that's still just a little bit too dark. Oh, excuse me, too light. So let's like maybe that's a little better. It doesn't matter because we're going to end up putting some goodies in here. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about goodies. You see those little holes in there that's up there? It's that dark on this side, light on this side. And I'm probably going to put some more in there too. So, but right now we're going to thin that down just a little bit. The shadow has got to work with the shape of this pot here. It can't. In fact, this shadow kind of goes out this way a little bit too. Okay, we got that good and wet. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on that pot there that we're going to put in here too that's not here now. Lose those edges somewhat. I'll move that orange so this is not going to be quite the same. But that's okay, as long as you make it believable, that's important. Okay. We got a little bit of line, a little bit of shadow light back there behind that. Just about right there. Okay, now we can get into that orange. So let's take a little Terrosa, maybe a little transparent oxide red. Let's just see what that'll do, and maybe some raw umber to cool and darken it, and then we'll put just a little bit of cadmium yellow deep in it. Now it's still going to be a little bit too warm, so I'm going to put a little raw umber in that. Okay. And this is actually in the shade. It doesn't have a lot of light on it over like over there. Okay, now I'm gonna make me a little, something's a little lighter, but it's not gonna be real light because it's got a shadow on this side over here. Got to where I'm looking at that camera, because sometimes that camera will jump right over there and get right on top of me. And then it just covers up the painting. You can't do that. That camera's, it's the camera's fault, not my fault. But I'm still, maybe I'm moving just a little bit, but not a whole lot. You see, this is kind of in the shade right here, in the shadows rather, not the shade. I guess it is a shade, but you also lose this edge right here. But I gotta get lighter just right in here. Yeah, let's see if we can lose those edges in there. Okay. Okay, let's see here. We can kind of take this side off over here, kind of lose it also. Not a lot though, but just some. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just trying to lose this edge right here just a little bit. We're going to take just a little bit of cadmium yellow pale and put into that because the light's hitting it a little bit right there. Shovel it on there, but then you gotta kind of pull it together just a little bit to kind of give it some continuity. Let's take a little bit more of this little darky color right here. Gotta get a brush. I'm gonna try my little mop brush right here. Sometimes you just got to barely touch it. Barely touch it. Instead of forcing it on there, just kind of barely touch it. And it'll just do wonders for your painting. I'm going to put just a little bit more. A little bit more of that yellow. Probably gonna have to, after this dries, probably gonna have to come back and put some paint down there, because I think, messed up the integrity of this side. So I need to be able to put it down there and leave it. I think I will. Another thing I did yesterday too, after I was off the air, I reshaped this one. I'm gonna probably have to do the same thing to this, because it is a little bigger than that other one, but I'm thinking that I can probably pull this down some. But I don't think I can do it very well right now, which means I'm gonna have to come back and repaint this. Yeah, that's a little bit better right there. I can always come back. And one thing you cannot do with this mop brush, I can't anyway, is put some paint on the end of that brush and let the canvas take it off very good. So let's gotta get me some more cadmium yellow pale. I might even just use a little lemon, I don't know. One of the two. maybe not. Maybe pale. Here's some pale right here. Now you think I'm talking to the camera, but when I'm talking, when I'm painting by myself and I'm not filming, I still talk to myself, so. Sometimes I might say some things that it's not politically correct. That's just me. Okay. Ooh, that's warm and light. Pull it back into here. I don't want a lot of light on this right here. Give it a little continuity. Probably what I'm going to have to do is wait till this pretty much dries so I can come back in here. Also, we got a little reflective light right back here. But it's a lot like that reflection of the table. It's got to be underneath the surface. Pull that together. Just right there where they meet. Covered up that grape. Didn't mean to, sorry. Put that back on top. One thing that my students have so much problem with, and I tell them this, and that's mixing colors. They say, why don't you teach us how to mix colors? I said, well, I could tell you how I mix color, but there's only one way to really understand it, and that's to experiment. What if I mix this color with that color? What would it come out to be? It might be good, and then again it might be bad. So then you don't do it anymore. So another thing that's I think a lot of people are starting to do now is do these what do you call them? Charts. These color charts. For me, it would be a waste of time for me to do it because I've been doing this for 50 years. So I pretty much know what I want to mix, but it might help you. Richard Smith talks about it and has it in his books that he's done. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the epitome of an artist, a painter. He's something else. He's good. So good. lose this edge just a little bit better. Pretty pleased with that now. I'm gonna have to paint the background again though. And I'm probably gonna pull this out just a little bit more right here and then come in with it. Hopefully it'll be in round then. But if not, so be it. Okay, now, let's see. And I said, let's see. There it is. That's that little booger bear I'm looking for right there. Okay, so I'm going to take me some alizarin crimson, a little raw umber to get the red darkest colors in here.